Iran's regime is futilely trying to hide its weakening grip on power at home and its waning hegemony in the region. And to do this, it has resorted to the oldest page in its playbook, ramping up executions and repressive measures against the Iranian population. On Monday, May 6th, prison authorities in Isfahan's Dastgerd prison transferred 4 death row prisoners to solitary confinement in preparation for execution, which was met with the protest of other prisoners. On the previous day, the regime hanged a prisoner in the same prison. In Isfahan alone, 11 prisoners were executed from April 28th to May 5th. The situation is equally grim in other parts of the country. On May 2nd, the regime carried out 5 executions in Tabriz and Ardabil. On May 1st, the regime hanged 11 prisoners in various cities, including 2 in Gezel Heza prison in Karaj. The regime is also making the conditions of prisons unbearable for inmates. According to reports from inside Iran, prisoners in Karaj Central Prison are suffering from skin diseases for months due to the dire health conditions. Regime authorities are denying them treatment and even medicines brought by their families. Reports from Khorramabad prison indicate officers steal medicines brought by the families of the prisoners. At the same time, the regime is ramping up pressure on political prisoners. The most stark instance is the execution of Anwar Khezri, a Sunni political prisoner who had been in prison since 2009. He was severely tortured by regime authorities in Urmia prison to make forced confessions. In March 2016, Khezri and 6 other Sunni prisoners were sentenced to death by the criminal judge Mohammad Moghasey on charges of acting against national security, propaganda against the regime, and spreading corruption on earth. In June 2018, the notorious judge Abolkasem Salavati reinstated the verdict, and the regime's Supreme Court upheld these sentences in 2019. Before Khezri, the regime executed 4 other prisoners in the same dossier. On May 5th, the regime's so-called Revolutionary Court in Isfahan sentenced 35-year-old political prisoner Mahmoud Mehrabi to death. The regime's Aftab News website claimed that during the 2022 anti-regime uprising, Mehrabi spread content including instructions on using handmade weapons, incited destruction of public property, instigated people to war and massacre, and insulted sanctities. On April 28th, the regime's judiciary charged Masoud Jameh, a 47-year-old political prisoner in Shayban prison in Avaz, of corruption on earth, membership in the People's Mojahedin Organization of Iran, PMOI, and conspiracy to overthrow the regime. These are vaguely defined charges that the regime uses to sentence dissidents to death. However, the regime's efforts to control society through an increase in executions has had the opposite effect. The rebellious youths of Iran continue to expand their activities against the regime, targeting the centers of repression and torture. Following the execution of Anwar Khezri, the rebellious youth targeted several regime centers with explosives. And with every execution and death sentence, the people of Iran become more determined in their quest to overthrow the regime.
Follow the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our website.